what are you nerding out about now?
Nothing. Charles is like, I'm just gonna. Oh, he froze.
He froze.
He is.
No, I just want you to think I froze because you're dogging me out. Screw you, man.
All right.
Oh, look, he froze. So
Oh,
we're gonna play this game tonight, Joe. Is that what we're gonna play? All right.
Oh.
Kurt, what are you nerding out about, baby?
a Netflix show.
All right.
Really?
Is
I'm
it
actually kind of surprised.
The Physical 100.
I thought you were going to say something
I hate
else.
That. I actually, I wanted to like that show.
I did too.
The first season.
Which
I got
one?
2 or 3 episodes into it. 100, Physical 100.
Oh,
and
there's more in one season because I started the first season.
I think the second season just started.
Okay.
And
so, Joe, very quickly, not to be funny, it's a Korean-based show, I believe, that they dub over for you. But it's the 100 most fittest people from all walks of life. They have Olympic medalists, they have trainers, they have military people. I wanted to like it too, Kurt. That'd be really cool. It is cool, but you really have to like muscles and oh yeah, who's going to overcome type of deal, because that's about all it is. Is like it's all different body types and who can win. I don't know. It wasn't as interesting.
It's kind of like American Gladiators without the fun.
Oh, yeah. I loved American Gladiators.
So did I.
Use it as a reference in management today.
The remake was okay, but the classic is where it's at.
Classic is where it's at. So the thing that I'm nerding out about on Netflix is Woo Assassins.
Yes, sir, you are. Woo Assassins.
And
there's only one season. There's only one season.
Well, so here's the thing though. I also learned that they just came out with a movie.
Really?
Yes. And literally, so I'm on episode 8 of Woo Assassins right now, and there's only 2 more episodes before the whole thing gets done. I actually kind of missed how.
Okay, so they call it Fistful of Vengeance.
Yeah. So the new the new movie, it was called, I think it's Fistful of Vengeance or something like that, right? So
according to it is, because I see the same actor and all that. It's a Netflix film. Cool. I had no idea it dropped, so I will definitely watch this. But the question that I found on Google was, do I need to watch Woo Assassins before Fistful of Vengeance? Why they didn't put Woo Assassins Fistful of Vengeance, I don't know, because it's absolutely that universe.
Yeah, and that was a little weird to me because it was the same cast. I mean, I saw it and I went, oh, okay, what's this? And it's like the same cast.
Ooh, I didn't realize Jason Tobin was in both.
But the other, Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Jason Tobin was in the one you just finished watching.
Oh,
The Warrior.
The Warrior. Yeah.
I didn't realize.
I thought you were going to say Physical 100, but
oh no.
The actors are in it.
And so the other thing was, I think I must have looked away because they appeared to time travel. I thought we were in like oldie time, except no, that was Warrior. I got them conflated.
Oh no!
I completely got them
conflated. When that happens, you're racist.
Yep. So the thing I expect to be nerding out about next week is Netflix also just released their beta of games.
I've had that on my phone
they've had games for a while.
Well, but
what are you talking about?
There's a whole bunch of them, and I haven't seen them on the desktop. But there's a game called,
there's a bunch on the phone. There's some
Reigns,
on the desktop now.
And
are you talking about the stuff that they made?
I don't know that, because some of this looks like stuff that I've seen before. Reigns definitely looks like something.
Now they haven't widely released it. Maybe they're more widely releasing it. It has been rolling out that Netflix on the app on the phone has definitely had some games, and they're supposed to be making some of their own games and eventually bringing it to the TV and the desktop app as well. But I don't know that it's made it that far.
Yeah, so I grabbed
we'll have fun.
Bloons TD6 from the phone app.
Okay, I've seen that kind of thing on the phone app as well, and those appear to be like either Android or Apple type apps, but this
Right.
appears to be playing within the Netflix infrastructure.
Interesting.
Yeah, that I don't know. So maybe there's something different there. But Joe, real quick, you would rather play Balloons Adventure Time because it's the
Balloons
same base game.
Adventure Time.
Yeah, that TD whatever with the
Yeah.
monkeys. It has some of the monkey characters, but it has a ton of Adventure Time characters. And if you like the show, if you don't know anything about the show, then you won't care.
I
If you
know
like the show-
nothing about the show.
Well, you still
I
might
didn't even
enjoy-
know there was a show.
You might. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Whew. All right. So what? I know, Kurt. I know. I got this, Kurt. I got this. Seriously, Joe. Look up Adventure Time. Where to stream it? It's on multiple different places. I think. It's on
Oh, I've
HBO
heard of
now.
Adventure Time. I thought
What did you think I said?
I thought you said Balloons Adventure
I
Time.
did.
You
So
did.
Adventure
Okay.
Time is a TV show.
I understand
with
that
Finn and
Adventure
Jake.
Time is
And
a
I've
TV
talked
show.
to Finn the Human twice now. Jeremy Shada. I've interviewed him twice now. All right.
I thought
Name
you were
drop
saying
much.
that there was a Balloons TV show with the monkeys.
No, okay. No, the balloons. Yeah, okay. The balloons
That'd be
game,
fun.
right? Which
I mean, they
really
made an Angry Birds movie. Time for the balloons.
okay. Fair enough. All right, let's reset. So the Balloons franchise really developed that kind of tower defense game really well and made a name for itself. Then they got licensed and partnered with Adventure Time. So there's still some of the monkey characters from the other Balloons games that are that basic tower defense type, but you get all the Adventure Time characters. And I'm telling you, even though I don't play it currently, I do not regret the 10 or 20 bucks I put into it to buy open packs because it was so much fun. And it really catches the flavor of the Adventure Time TV show in this tower defense game. So if you like balloons, check out Balloons Adventure Time.
I
Or
really
it's
do
Adventure
like
Time Balloons somewhere in there.
I really do like Balloons as a tower defense game. It did, and Joe, to be fair, it did sound like you had no idea what Adventure Time was.
I haven't actually watched it. My kids have watched it a little bit, but yeah, no.
I was about to say it's perfect for your two older boys for sure. You should have them watch it. It's on point.
Yeah, I have not watched Adventure Time.
And yeah, in case everybody missed it, I've interviewed Jerry Shada twice. So
Yeah, name dropper.
Yeah.
Friend of the show.
Well, no, he didn't remember me. The second time was 2 years after the first time. He didn't remember me, and I did not look any different. So, that's okay. Joe, what are you nerding out about?
I am nerding out about some tech upgrades. So my wife she's been doing some student teaching. Student teaching, that's not the right word. She's been doing tutoring, remote tutoring, to pick up just a little bit of extra money here and there. And so she
that was a delayed response, but I like it.
She does that from our bedroom. And the Wi-Fi every now and again was I see that look. It's tutoring little kids.
This is a podcast. There are no looks.
I saw that look. So she was complaining because the internet was stuttering some. The signal wasn't very good. And so we purchased a Deco 2-tower mesh network. So basically now there's a repeater in our bedroom.
Yeah.
We had a kind of mesh network. It was just a janky homemade thing with two incompatible routers. But now these are an official mesh network, and it's been working really, really well. So that's been awesome. And then this last week, I installed some new RAM onto my computer because I decided I wanted some more RAM just because. And so I got an upgrade. I now have twice as much RAM, and it's a bit faster than my
RAM. How much RAM do you want, Joe?
1 to 2.
I want 2.
No, now I have 32 gigs of RAM, so that's pretty nice. And so yeah, now I don't have to worry about how many Chrome tabs I have open while I'm playing Minecraft with the kids or whatever.
Do you at least have an SSD in your
I do.
Okay.
I actually had, and I have an SSD and a hard drive.
I just
in my
well, no, that's fine.
computer.
That's fine. I just I get really critical about people who buy a lot of RAM but don't bother to upgrade their hard drive to an SSD.
What? Grandpa Kurt gets critical. I've never heard of that one before.
I was actually it's probably another couple years before I really need to upgrade, but there was a deal that I saw that came across and I was like, ooh, that is very tempting for a much newer computer.
Now, it probably won't be an SSD, but I just came across this on the Talk of Ticks, and it makes sense. You go to the thrifting places, right, and look for the DVRs, like Dish Network DVR, DirecTV, TiVo, those type of things. Crack them open. They usually have a 1 terabyte hard drive in it, and you can get it for like $5 or $10 because nobody thinks about it. They're like, it's an old recorder. We'll just open on the shelf, and you can get you cheap. And I mean, you're taking your chance, but for $5-10, you take a chance, but you can erase it, and then you get a terabyte hard drive for $10.
Yeah, hoping that it lasts long enough. I wouldn't.
$10, man.
I know, but I wouldn't put anything important on it. Is what I'm saying.
No, but but something like that. If you're looking for cheap, storage, that's really not a crazy idea.
I've always wanted to play with a RAID array, and that's how I would do it. That's the only way I'd do it if I got a bunch of cheap hard drives and set it up that way. I upgraded my computer not that long ago, and it was the motherboard and processor. Everything else basically stayed the same, and I still need to erase. It's that time again. I just need to do a clean wipe and reinstall everything. That is a pretty good deal, Joe.
Yeah, so I linked it in our private chat. But I guess for people who are
honestly with your knowledge, you could do that for better by building it yourself.
You can actually, with what this comes out to, people were doing PC part picker to check. This actually comes out to, I think it's like $50 cheaper than if you bought all the parts yourself.
Interesting. That is easily done when you're a bigger company, can order on spec, in mass.
Yeah, it's weird. The whole industry goes through cycles about whether or not it's cheaper to build it yourself or buy it fully assembled.
So I think what is probably also happening is these are stuff where they have too much inventory and they're just trying to move it. And so they've marked it down, and they're taking a loss just to move stuff off their shelves.
Yeah.
So, but this is actually CyberPower PC. That's who I bought my current computer from.
Video card too.
Yeah, and you can, and it has some customization options as well as you go down, and it says, okay, well, for this much more, this much less, you can get things. And so, yeah, it's not a bad deal for basically $1,100 plus tax and shipping's free plus tax.
Man, that's only a few weeks of blood donation, man. You can get this. So the reason I was gone last week is I was at the EMS conference, which happens twice a year. That's nothing new, but for the first time ever, I was a speaker at the conference.
Ooh, subwoofer or regular?
Many. I was just like one of these little Bluetooth crappy ones they give away. That's it. So it's a leadership conference, and man, I'm still sitting here saying I'm not sure how it went, because now I recorded. I set up my camera, I recorded it all. Which by the way, I sold a crappy camera because a good camera is literally sitting 3 feet behind me. I'm just was too tired to put it up tonight and get it reinstalled back into my studio. But I took that with me. I need to get the card off of there and get it. But it was a Friday morning, and for us, that's the last day of the conference. So it's like a Monday morning for Dragon Con, if you will. And people were tired. And I was in a nice sandwich slot. So there's a professional speaker that spoke the night before that I was really impressed by. We interacted well from the audience to him, and we played with each other. So afterwards, I talked to him and told him I was speaking. He was speaking first slot Friday and last slot Friday. I was the one slot in the middle. And so he said he'd stick around. I told him to give me, any kind of feedback, whatever. He's professionally speaking on this kind of circuit. He loved it. He thought I did great. He had some great feedback. He took one of my quotes and put it in his regular rotation and all this other stuff. We've been talking ever since. So I mean, it's easy. Arguably, it went well. But when you give a speech and you give a joke, and then you have to look at the audience and go, screw you guys, that was funny. I deserve to laugh. And that's what gets the joke. It's a tough crowd. Now, people are eye contact with me, mostly off their phones, mostly off their computers. And this conference is notorious. It's a leadership conference. We all do some form of running companies. And the majority of the state reps are there. So they're in the back table, always on their computers. Right. So there was but it was all right. But I really, I love it so much that even though I was exhausted Friday. So I just recounted on Patreon. So if you go to patreon.com/wise_in_nerdy, you'll get the full 2.5 hour episodes. Cause we do about an hour, a little over an hour and a half live on YouTube. That's a podcast, but there's almost a good solid 30 minutes before and sometimes 30 minutes after that we're talking about stuff. And I'm usually the first one in because that's how I design it. I just want to get in early, start telling some stories, warm myself up before I interact. And so I told my whole full 3 weeks to today. I mean, I have not stopped going and recording and doing things. And I'm tired, but I was really tired because it was just a high energy conference. And then I spoke. But even Friday afternoon, I got to Tyra's house and I'm exhausted. I'm still hammering out, okay, my speech was too much stuff. I can break it out into 3 different speeches and refining. And that's what I'm learning about right now is this. I love live speaking so much. And I've got to check my chart, guys, after this show during the Patreon, I'll go and update my chart and let all the patrons know where I am and my goals. My goal was to do 24 live gigs or speaking gigs by the end of this year. And it's an arbitrary number, 24 and 24, that kind of thing. But still, you got to start somewhere. And I'll update where I'm at with that. And I've already got a bunch of applications out for other things. But I like it so much that I have a date coming up that Joe was not accepted for, oddly enough. I'm going to Metro ThamCon in Chattanooga, and I had pitched Wise and Nerdy, and for whatever reason, it did not get picked up, but Finding the Stories did. And I'm doing the opening panel right after opening ceremonies with the founder of the con. And that's at like 3:00 in the afternoon in Chattanooga. So I need to be on the road like 11:30 to get up there. But there's a brand new EMS conference in Athens that I've been trying to help build that is starting that day, and they only have one day. And so I pitched to take one of the 2 opening 30-minute spots in the morning to speak there, to then jump in my car and drive up to Chattanooga to do that con. And 2 different things, but it's a lot. And even at Easter, I talk about how I'm exhausted, but it's worth it right now. It's worth going after what I want and really, really meaning it and figuring out ways to make that happen. And then the last thing I'm learning out about throughout this phrase, I got in the bucket. So 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, Joe, Demon Slayer hit the theaters, right? The newest 2 episodes. Yes. At the time, had no idea because Zoe and I went, we talked about it, right? We came back to the show, talked about Geeked Out, whatever. And you guys still haven't seen it. So I'm ahead of you. But Zoe and I went, had no idea they had a popcorn bucket of their own. Now, it's nothing super fancy, which I prefer. It's a black, full, big, matches their big gallon size, whatever large is at AMC bucket. And then, but it has basically the movie poster stylized on the front of it. Really sharp looking, my kind of thing. Subtle, as opposed to like the King Kong bucket being this huge triangle with a split for Godzilla and King Kong, or the Ghostbusters bucket, way overpriced, by the way, $50 freaking. Are you kidding me? For this stupid plastic replica? Yeah, for the it's like $49, I think, for the replica Ghostbusters trap that is the cheapest, stupidest plastic crap. They'll hold like a handful of popcorn in it, So a couple weeks ago, after I discovered it, like I was getting refill on popcorn. Aaron and Zoe and I had gone to see Screen Unseen or something. And I went, what? There's a popcorn bucket? I think I saw a poster for it. So I walked up to the counter and said, hey, do y'all happen to have any more of those Demon Slayer buckets? Now, this is weeks after Demon Slayer had hit the things. Usually, especially with AMC. AMC does this all the time. We're notorious for that. I say weeks. I'm an investor, so I'm all for the money. But it's notorious for cool thing, and it's sold out by opening weekend, right? That's how you get some money. It's how you generate overhead, costs versus the movie tickets. So I asked, and the girl's like, "No, we're out." Okay, sorry. I told Zoe, "Sorry, they don't have it." This past Easter weekend, went to see Godzilla X Kong, and maybe if y'all care, I'll share my thoughts on that after in the Patreon. But I saw the Kong bucket, and I'm going to ask one more time. And I asked the girl, I was like, "Yeah, by chance, y'all have any more of those Demon Slayer buckets?" And she went, "You know what? I'll go check." I'm like, "Cool." And they did.
Ooh.
And I was so excited. $16. So not horrible for for
considering it was $50 before, right?
Well, that one I don't know. I just know the Ghostbuster ones is like $50.
Oh, okay.
But those are stylized plastic toys. So I don't know. It could have been just the same price, but they were gone. And I want just something cool. It commemorates the moment we got to share in the theater. It's something that she and I agree with you, Joe. I think I would like this show with or without Zoe. I think I'd be more like Kurt if it weren't for Zoe. Kurt's like, "Yeah, it's a cool show. I like this part, like that part," but he's not. I would not say you're like, "I'm the diehard. I got to see the next."
No, I mean, I'm going to, but sure. No, I'm not a diehard guy.
Yeah, I think I might be in that boat, except Zoe and I are bonding over it, right? She's into it, I'm into it. It's something we can share together. So it was cool to get that bucket. And I was so excited that I found it. I could take it home to her. That my wife went, "Hey, dummy, that comes with popcorn." Oh yeah. So I went back and got them filled up with popcorn after I paid for it.
So you didn't get the collector cup to go with it?
No, just the bucket.
I don't do it. I can't. I know what you're saying. I know. I get you.
Well, because it matches it perfectly. And I just looked it up, and people are selling the bucket and cup combo for $105 on Mercari.
Crazy. But here I don't even think to ask her to go. So now my wife did this Ghostbusters pack, which was 2 glow-in-the-dark Ghostbusters cups, and everybody apparently is going nuts over it. Nobody drinks out of these cups in our house anymore. They used to be like the main thing, but my wife has her own metal cup or insulated cup. Sometimes it's plastic. I have 2 or 3 metal cups that I go through. The kids just grab whatever random crap is in the main cabinet. So I'm like, I'm tired. I cannot tell you how many seasons of Georgia Tech football cups we have that are the same freaking cup because Papa Allen has to buy one every stinking time he takes a kid up there. I'm like, so no, I don't ask for those cups anymore.
Put them at the storage house.
And there's not a thing anymore. This is the storage house now.
Oh, that's right. Someone's living there now.
Yeah. But I got the bucket. No, I was very happy.
But you didn't get the other Demon Slayer popcorn bucket.
Roll that dice.
The one that's available at Universal Studios.
Roll.
Hey, when you go on your next cruise and swim out of Universal Studios, pick me up one. I'll pay you.
Yeah, no.
Roll that dice.
Also, I don't think I like Random Kid anymore.
Why?
Because he called Charles a dummy.
No. No.
Oh, you're talking about the Die Hard thing? It's because it's the truth.